You are Locked On Heat POSTCAST. Part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
We go. All right, welcome to Heat Postcast. There went the whole intro. It was the most beautiful intro you've never heard in your entire life. You're gonna have to trust me and take my word. I'm Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. Welcome to your Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. And again, Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. Tonight. Oh, the Heat made it right. 122-112. Your Miami Heat smacketh the Atlanta Hawks around Pat Riley Court. I don't talk about the sponsor names. It's Pat Riley Court. How can you ever call it anything else but Pat Riley Court once it's been named Pat Riley Court? No. When a guy can walk into a room with LeBron James and just dump an entire catalog of hardware on the table and say, you want some of these, bro? Come play with us. Yeah, that's what happened. LeBron finally got his hardware, and now look at him. He's 100 years old, still playing. But my point is, Pat Riley is still the Don, and the Miami Heat are still the Miami Heat. 3 games in a row they've won now. Beautiful job by Miami tonight. And Tyler Herro. We need a hero. All we want is life beyond a Thunderdome. And he was beyond a Thunderdome tonight, man. Tina Turner, be proud. Tyler Herro with a big-time game against the Hawks and Dyson Daniels. Getting it done tonight. A lot of help from Kel'el Ware, but it was the bench. It was Davion Mitchell. It was Ryan Anderson. It was Alec Burks just laying the smacketh down. The Rock would have been proud of the smacks that were laid down tonight in Miami, where smacks should always be layeth down when the Heat have a game. Because, look, when the Heat are on the floor, you know you're going to get effort. You know you're going to get energy. You know you're going to get defense. You know you're going to get blood. You're going to get all sorts of stuff on the floor. Well, one thing's for sure, and tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel, Heat Postcast, and right now, hey, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins with FanDuel on the Locked On Podcast Network. Also want to remind you, of course, that we are free wherever you get your podcast. That means here on the YouTube, Locked On Sports Miami. That means wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, only the big ones and the small ones too. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Black, I'm not playing. But I will say this. This is like a secret that we let you in on here because we also have a question for you. You down with OTT? Yeah, you know me. Yeah, over-the-top TV. We're on the Roku as well. And as if there weren't enough things already to give us an embarrassment of riches, 9.9 million people, hello in one day, a couple of weeks ago. But your favorite podcast now has a newsletter as well. So that means Locked On Heat daily newsletter. One stop for Ultimate Heat and NBA coverage right in your mailbox, delivered every day. Sign up for free now at LockedOnDaily.com. Why haven't they asked me to write for this? LockedOnDaily.com. Start your day with the all-new free Locked On Heat newsletter, where there should be clips from this show every day. I'm starting a new initiative on the network. Put clips of me on every show. Put clips of me in every newsletter, and put clips of me everywhere, because that's the way it should be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. And the Heat were fantastic tonight, man. I don't even know what I'm saying. But it is unbelievable what they can do when they put their minds to it defensively to start this run. They went on a 31-3 run, and it carried over between the second and the third quarters. The Hawks came out on fire, and fuego, an 18-4 run to start the game for Atlanta. Miami didn't play well in the first quarter at all, didn't shoot well, but oh, how things changed. In the second and third quarters, Miami went ballistic. Tyler Herro, Davion Mitchell, Anderson, Kel'el Ware is like a pterodactyl, clearing everything off the boards, altering shot after shot. Really nice job by him as well tonight. Really nice job by Kel'el Ware tonight. So, yeah, I'm literally watching the post-game show right now, and it really is interesting when I think about this, man. I'm pumped about what the Heat are doing defensively. I'm pumped to see when they're making their threes like they were in the second and third quarter. it's very difficult to beat them. And even when the Hawks went on a 15-5 run to make it 81-60 after the Heat went up 81-60, and they cut it to an 11-point lead, Miami at the end of the third just got their swag on one more time with Davion Mitchell hitting a corner three. Tyler had a 10-point third quarter. Miami 14 of 26 from three, 54% through three quarters. That continues the red-hot shooting they had when Jimmy Z Trader and the Golden State Warriors came to town the other night, and Miami kicked their ass too. They did it with defense and three-point shooting. So that's 3 wins in a row for Miami. You're playing a banged-up, depleted. I mean, could you ask for a bigger idiot for a general manager as the one they have in Philadelphia? Could you ask for? I mean, you think about this. They're building around Joel Embiid. They signed Paul George for $212 million. They have Maxey. Everyone thought the Sixers were going to be a 2 or 3 seed this year in the East, and they stink. Miami has a chance to go and beat them on the road right now. You know what I'm saying? So you go and beat them. It's a 3-game road trip for Miami. But again, they have not been good at home this year. Not good at all at home. And they had some bad losses in that streak, the 10-game L streak. So now you look at March and you think, okay, Miami's going to be a 9 or a 10 seed, and it is what it is. You're going to have to win twice to get into the playoffs. And you're going to worry about that when it comes. But for now, you close out March with games at Philly, at the Wizards. You got to win both. You got to win both. You're in a dogfight with Chicago. The Hawks, the Pistons, pipe dream. Orlando, pipe dream right now. All right? Pipe dreams. They're all pipe dreams. And Miami can get there, but you're not going to even think about that now. It's called like, yeah, you have your eyes on the whole Kobe thing. You have your eyes on the summit, but don't trip on the rock in the creek. That's the next step on the path. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where they're at right now because, look, the 3-game road trip ends in Boston. You got to win the first 2. You're playing the champs on the road. You can steal one. You might catch them sleeping or slacking or whatever it is they do. Sometimes in the NBA these days when the 3-point shots aren't falling, you might catch them on a cold night. But, yeah, really got to win those first 2. You come home for the Grizzlies. You got the Bucks after that, the Sixers, Bulls, the Pelicans, man, the Pelicans. Come on, Scarface, Tony Montana. Wizards and Heat to close the season. So you have some favorable matchups down the stretch they come for your Miami Heat, but still you're going to be a 9 or a 10, and you're going to be, you know what I mean? You're almost going to want the game on the road, but I'll say this for Miami right now. I mean, when I'm looking at this team and the way that they're playing at the moment, and, you know, you have some Jovic ready to come back. Duncan Robinson's got the lower back pain. He's day-to-day. We're all day-to-day. I love that from Keith Olbermann. But, man, you know, Highsmith was good tonight, double figures. Anderson, 10 points. Mitchell, 16. Alec Burks, 11. So you look at those guys. That's 26 and 22. 48. University of Miami degree. Shout out to the U. It's 48. And 48 points from Burks, from Highsmith, from Anderson and Mitchell combined. You're going to win ball games. Look, with Duncan out, and then you have Kevin Love didn't play, and Jovic, who's ready to come back. Don't call it a comeback. Jovic, Nikola, he was playing great right before he breaks the hand. He comes back and starts playing well again. You never know what this team can do with the versatility. Jaquez didn't play tonight. Who knows? The internet goes crazy with all that crap. I'm staying out of it. But, man, when they play like this, and when Tyler Herro, I mean, he was fantastic tonight, man. The way he takes it to the rim, the way he distributes. I was very impressed with Tyler Herro offensively. His efficiency, 13 of 17 shooting, 4 of 6 from 3. All right, we are late for the break. We're not. I am. You didn't do anything. But watch Heat POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease at Jim Grease _ on social media. Give me a follow. Make you holla. I'll tell you what, you got NBA, NFL, MLB, all these things on the Locked On Podcast Network. We're free wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, you name it, we're there. Also here on YouTube, Locked On Sports Miami, soon to be Locked On Heat podcast channel. That'll be next year on the YouTube. And the prevailing question, you down with OTT? Yeah, you know me. Roku as well with the Locked On Podcast Network. You got the Heat newsletter at LockedOnDaily.com. And right now you're basking in the glow of a 3-game win streak that gets the Miami Heat to fewer than 10 games under 500. The month of March has not been very, very good to us, Miami, but the Heat closing it out strong. 122-112. They beat the Hawks, who are ahead of them in the standings by a lot of games, but still a nice win for Miami to smack the Hawks around tonight. Still to come, your stars of the game. Still to come, your turning point. Still to come, your final score graphic. We look ahead to Philadelphia and the thieves who play for the 76ers, who should all be in jail for life for the amount of millions they're stealing from that organization. Joel Embiid, Paul George. I mean, come on, man. The amount of money that they're paying those two dudes is staggering, and they have gotten jack crap from them this year in terms of playing time, in terms of production. This is why nobody should ever be on a guaranteed contract, and every contract should be 1 year. Can you imagine how great the NBA would be if every player was on a 1-year contract that was performance-based? Can you imagine how great these games would be? How much better the regular season would be? How much more it would matter? I'm just droning on with myself because there's no chance in hell it'll ever happen, but it would be amazing. Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Heat Postcast rolling right along. I'm Grease. Hang out. And find out some more about the great people who I love. And you guys know where I'm going with this. Because when you want to get action on the action, and you don't want to wait 20 minutes for it to load on StreamYard, you talk about FanDuel. There we have it. Stretch, Grease, stretch. March Madness is here, and FanDuel is giving you the chance to get in on the action like never before. Right now, hey, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's 200 extra bucks to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories and even who's cutting down the nets. Let them go, baby. Picking my favorites is my favorite thing to do on FanDuel. You guys know action on the action is where it's at for me because I like to stack my action. Just action's not enough. I need action on top of more action. I was always putting the kings on the checkers even when I didn't get them or earn them. I was king me everywhere, picking my favorites. I got my eye on a few underdogs this year, but FanDuel makes it easy to back them with spreads, totals, and game props. I'm more on the chalk this year, March Madness. Check the numbers. You know what's up. I like to stay in the action with tournament games happening almost every day. There's always something exciting to bet on. It's easy. It's fast. The FanDuel app is simple to use, and when I win, I get paid instantly. No waiting around. Come on, man. Visit FanDuel.com. Get in on the college hoops action all tournament long on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Got to pause to add spots there. Also, your favorite podcast has a newsletter. LockedOnDaily.com is where you go. For what? Locked On Heat newsletter. It goes along with the podcast, goes along with the postcast. Beautiful coverage, wall-to-wall. All 82 games plus playoffs playing, whatever you want to call it this year for Miami. But, man, to get what they got in the Butler trade and to be moving forward with the draft picks they have and the opportunities that lie ahead in this offseason to trade for certain players who might be out there, sign others, we shall see. And you never know, in a landscape, in a world where idiots trade generational superstars like they're just giving away candy, Luka Doncic from Dallas, right? And think about the superstars. Anthony Davis leaves the Lakers. Doncic is gone from the Mavericks. Superstars, they be getting traded. Does SGA ever want out of OKC? Wouldn't that be dope for all of us in Miami? Yeah, come to the Heat. You know what I'm saying? But Wiggins integrating and things are going well for Miami. And the newsletter every single day is there to share it all with you along with the Heat podcast. And, of course, the Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber calling me, Grease. A little bit of time for a reset right here for you.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Did it twice. I tell my son that. His name's James Greasehaber as well. And I tell him, hey, you're so nice. I named you twice, my man. So anyway, real quick, we look at the recap. Tyler Herro, 36 points. Davion Mitchell played every minute of the fourth quarter in 7 straight games, BT Dubs. Andrew Wiggins each had 16. The Miami Heat, Wiggins does it quietly, man. He fills it up. Hits a 3 here, gets fouled there, makes a beautiful play on defense, deflection, grabs a rebound. I love my man, Wiggy. Can't you see? Sometimes your play just hypnotized me, and I just love your flashy ways. Guess it's why you won 3 in a row. And the Hawks, never mind. What I was going to say, Bam had 12 points and 10 rebounds. First time in 8 games he had a double-double. Scoring has really dipped for Adebayo, but the Heat are playing well right now, and, you know, you're not going to question it, right? You're not going to question it. Miami was down 14 in the first quarter, 18-4. The Hawks came out. Trae Young, 29 points, 12 assists, hitting logo threes tonight from Biscayne Boulevard. They also got 17 points, did the Hawks from Karis LeVert, 15 from Onyeka Okongwu. Say that 10 times fast. The win moved the Heat within 3 games of Atlanta. For the number 17 in the Eastern Conference, 9 games left to play for both teams. You never, ever know. It comes on a day when the Knicks clinched. It comes on a day when the Nets were eliminated. So how about this, though, for the Heat? Tyler Herro, 31 for 46 from the field in the last 3 games. All wins for Miami. 10 of 15 from three-point range. He's averaging 28.3 per game during that span. He's 19th in the league in scoring. And man, oh man, does he have a female fan club. Just saying. That man might have the biggest female fan club in the entire NBA right now. You look it up. Tyler Herro. I even have a name for him. Maybe we could make shirts. Anyway, I digress. Smash the subscribe button. Where else are you going to get content like this? Come on in, say what's up in the chat, and we will keep it moving right here. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. All right, man. Well, a couple of things, too, with Davion Mitchell. He had scored 12 points in each of his last 5 Heat games, and he hit a big 3 from the corner tonight. He had 16 points in this game. When he's hitting his jumpers, man, the way that he plays defense on the ball is just ridiculous. In the fourth quarter, if he can stay on the floor with his offense, that's a big if, but that's a huge thing. It gives the Heat a point guard. They don't really have one. It takes Tyler off the ball where he can receive. Crotty was talking about it tonight, where Tyler can receive instead of just playmaking all the time. And it gives you a nice little changeup if you're Miami. And Ryan Anderson gave him a little bit of that poor man Scottie Pippen look tonight. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to Anderson, but the poor man Scottie, he's obviously nothing close to Scottie. But that whole point forward kind of vibe made some plays tonight, did he not? If you didn't watch, you got to take my word. But he did. And I think it was a kind of a landmark win in a way for Miami tonight, because you're starting to get Burks. You're starting to get Mitchell. Mitchell's getting hot, right? Now you got Jovic coming back. Who knows what's going to happen? But I really do believe you have some outstanding things that could take place for this team. I mean, it could be one and done as well. But Miami, literally 53.7% shooting tonight to 51.8 for the Hawks. Miami, 54.5% from 3, man. 18 of 33 from beyond the arc. As Eric Reed likes to say, they were tripling all over the place tonight, and the Heat were fantastic. And they were also 16 of 20 from the line. The Hawks were 8 of 11, so Miami getting the line a little bit more. And Miami won the rebound battle, 37-36. Shout out to Bam and Khalil Ware tonight, doing a great job in the paint. Look, Bam's not scoring. Ware's efficient with his scoring, but not scoring a ton of points. The way that they play defense in the paint, the way they've been rebounding and passing the ball lately, big and big. You know what I'm saying? The bigs have it for Miami. What else is there here? 10 steals apiece. 2 more turnovers for the Hawks, 16-14. Fast break points. Atlanta ran Miami off the floor a little bit there. Points in the paint even at 42. Largest lead, 21 for Miami, 14 for the Hawks. Obviously, this game went over. It was 224.5. Miami was favored by 1.5 points, 19,700 people in the building tonight at Pat Riley Court. I don't say the name of the sponsor. You know what I mean. But, yeah, Miami in the over was the play tonight. And a great job by the Heat. We got 2 more things to do before we bounce like Mickey Mouse, and we will do them now. 122-112 Miami with the victory. Incredible job by the Heat in the second and third quarters tonight. Suffocating defense, 3 balls from all over the court. And Miami with a 31-3 run. They scored 19 straight points between the second and third quarters in this game. 19 in a row, yo. 19, that rhymes. 19 in a row, yo. 19 in a row. That's a season high. You're talking about record setting at some point there. It's just like their 3-point shooting against the Dubs the other night. Look at Killer Kalel right there, throwing it down. Mustafa, like Dr. Jack Ramsey would say. Rest in peace to the great Hall of Famer, Dr. Jack. He used to swim across the channel in Fort Myers, Naples every day at like 78 years old. The guy was amazing. What a mentor and a friend to me when I was young and started covering the league. Shout out to the great Dr. Jack Ramsey. And how about this? A shout out to the Miami Heat. A big win tonight. A couple of things to do before we get on out of here, starting with...
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Everything's a little slow. All right, there we go. Season best 19-0 run, part of a 31-3 run in the second and third quarters to take the lead and control the game. And there is Alec Burks, who had a couple of big threes in that run. He was dope tonight absolutely fantastic looking at the box score. And, Alec Burks was a big part of this game for Miami. And he was in the starting lineup, scored 11 points, 3 of 6 from 3. You had a ton of players, really 7 players in double figures tonight for Miami with, I'll get to that in a moment, but look at that, a 19-0 run, 31-3 overall for Miami. And of course, here we go.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Stars like hockey right here on the show. So un momento, por favor. We have 2 tonight. The third one would be Trae Young for the Hawks. 29-12 for the All-Star point guard who didn't make the All-Star team this year because everyone who picked it has no idea what they're doing. But yeah, Trae Young with 29, and he was 10 of 21 from the floor, 6 of 12 from 3, 12 assists, best player on the floor throughout the game. Fantastic tonight in a losing effort for the ATLians. Shout out Outcast. And yeah, for the Miami Heat, here's number 1. We can't be beat. It's Miami Heat. Look at Davion Mitchell. Look at my man out there. 6 of 12 from the floor. 4 of 5 from three-point land. 16 points, 6 assists in 36 minutes. More importantly, 8 games in a row. My man D. Mitch has played every minute of the fourth quarter of all those games, including the last 3 in a row. And they win. Why is this so important? Because offensively, he's creating good shots for his teammates. Because offensively, he's hitting the open jumpers, and in particular, especially the open threes. And most importantly, he's giving you rebounding. He's giving you assists and playmaking. But he is giving you some of the best damn on-ball defense you can get in the association. So when his offense keeps him on the floor of tight games in the fourth quarter, or when teams are coming back in the fourth, that defense is huge. The offense is a bonus when it doesn't send him to the pines. When he can't score and he's not hitting anything and you're playing 4-on-5 out there, it's a different story. But what a great job by Davion Mitchell tonight. And, of course, the star of the game, numero uno, 1-4, the female fan club. Throw your hands in the air. We're doing Outcast, right? We talked about the ATLians. Here's Tyler Herro. We don't need a hero. We don't need another hero. But a hero came along tonight in Tyler. What a game. One of his best of the season. His last 3 games have been bananas, averaging over 28 points, shooting the lights out from downtown, tripling all over the place. Tyler Herro, 38 minutes, 13 of 17 shooting, 4 of 6 from 3, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 36 points for Tyler Herro, and a great job by him tonight. Also, you had a nice game from Andrew Wiggins, who had 16, 12 with 10 rebounds for Bam Adebayo, 7 with 12 rebounds for Kel'el Ware, 11 for Burks, 3 of 6 from 3, and again, 16 for Mitchell, 11 for Highsmith, and 10 for Anderson, 3 for Pelle Larsson. You're going to get Jovic back soon. This team's looking pretty decent, and the Hawks, remember, had been playing really well. They won like 7 or 8 of their last 10. Miami curb stomped them tonight, and you got some favorable things coming your way for the schedule. Very excited to see what was happening right now the rest of the way with your Miami Heat. 122-112, they blast the Hawks tonight. Get those ATLians the hell out of here. Miami with the 10-point win. Yeah, and in a couple of days, they'll do it all again. They go to Philly to take on the Thieves. Embiid and George not playing, but you know what I'm saying? The 76ers, been a disastrous year for them. Shout out to Philly and all the wonderful people who live there who booed Santa Claus and cheered when they thought Michael Irvin was paralyzed. Love you guys too. The city of universal hatred for all mankind. We will see you Saturday right after the game. Heat POSTCAST. Don't forget LockedOnDaily.com for the newsletter. Heat POSTCAST, Heat Podcast every single day with the fellas, what I meant to say. And yeah, keep on checking every single day for your daily Heat shows on the Locked On Podcast Network. 10-point win tonight. They're in firm control of their own destiny in those 9 and 10 spots. Maybe they can get an 8. Who knows? But right now, 3 wins in a row as they go on the road for 3. That's all there is, Heat fan. There is no more. Thank you so much for being here. We're free wherever you get your podcasts. We're free here on YouTube, and we are free. You download OTT. Yeah, you know me. This whole party on Roku as well. Thank you so much, Heat fan. Keep your game tight and your mind right, baby. We are